More than 8 decades after the attack on Pearl Harbor, another family connected to the sinking of the USS California is finally getting the answers they have waited a lifetime to hear. Thanks to DNA testing and years of work by the Navy, that moment has arrived. The remains of sailor Clyde Clifton McMeans, who was killed during the attack in 1941, have been positively identified. Our Bill Churchwell was there with the sailor's family this morning as they learned the details and now prepared to bring him home. Bill?
You know, it's a connection that started with the story. Last year, we told you about the family of Robert Stillman Garcia, a sailor killed in the attack on Pearl Harbor, whose remains were finally identified after more than 80 years. What we didn't know then, someone else was watching, wondering if her family's turn would ever come. For 84 years, the family of Navy seaman Clyde Clifton McMeans only knew one thing for certain: he never came home. Kathy Herman only hearing stories about her uncle.
We didn't know him. He was gone before we were born, but we've loved him all these years because our family always talked about him and wanted him home.
McMeans, who grew up in Benketti, was 26 years old and serving aboard the battleship USS California when it was struck during the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. For decades, he was listed as missing in action, leaving his family wondering if they would ever have answers. Contact with the Navy in 2015 gave the family a glimmer of hope.
Throughout the years, after sending in the swabs with the DNA, I would call periodically and just nothing had happened. So then we just kind of forgot about it.
When they least expected it, it happened.
The skeletal remains share a DNA, both the mitochondrial and a SNPs profile, with Seaman First Class McMeans siblings.
Relatives gathering here at the Sawyer George Funeral Home after receiving the confirmation they had been waiting to hear. Remains found among the fallen sailors from the wreckage of the USS California were identified as McMeans. Navy POW MIA officer Richard Jenkins had the honor of delivering the detailed findings.
Most critical parts of this endeavor, this mission, is to get families to donate DNA. It's very hard to convince some families. They don't know that they're related to the service members.
The moment bittersweet.
My dad was his younger brother.
For Clyde's niece, Linda McMeans Lynch.
He's always been real to us. We've heard about him from the time we were very, very, very small. So it's an honor to be able to hear, to witness this.
Even more remarkable, this journey toward closure is now tied to another family's story.
We're so happy for that family, but we're thinking, when's it going to be our turn?
Herman saw our report last year about another South Texas sailor, Robert Stillman Garcia, who also served on the USS California and finally brought home. She reached out to Garcia's niece, Nikki Valdez.
Kathy had seen the coverage that you did, the initial coverage, which was at the Bonilla Plaza.
We got in contact and we've just been really good friends.
And after 84 years,
and now he's coming home.
The sailor who left home as a young man will finally return. And Clyde Clifton McMeans will be laid to rest with full military honors, tentatively set for May 1st at the Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery. We'll keep you updated on this hero's homecoming. Leslie, back to you.